First exercise will be a chest supported row. Gonna walk that back, specifically get those upper back muscles. Gonna get a little bit of a feeling first. So when I'm doing that kind of row, I started having my legs a little bit positioned back so that I eliminate the leg drive and letting the target muscles do all the work. And it already feels harder than how it feels when I keep my legs in front of me. So I didn't use the wrist straps here because one, I reached failure fast enough so that the set doesn't affect my grip and I lose the set because of that. And second, they feel kind of uncomfortable on this machine. So I decided to go raw and we got the job done. Nevertheless, it feels way harder having your feet positioned behind. I like to have the challenge of the target muscles doing the most work when it comes to performing an exercise and taking them through something difficult. So that's what I did right here, and that's what you can do as well when you are performing exercises. Try to have an environment that you eliminate any external factors as much as you can in order to focus on the target muscles when you are performing your walking sets. Let's move on to the next exercise, some TDs, the chest press. That's the first time I'm using this machine right here. I'm gonna get a feeling of how I have to position myself in terms of my muscles when I'm doing this exercise. So let's see. That's two behind. Okay, that seems about right. So I have, I guess, my grip just below my chest, and from here yeah, that feels good. So right here, the range of motion when I let the machine take me back, well, let's say when the chest is lengthened, I come as far as the point where I feel a little stretch right here to my front delts, and then I go back. I don't let it take me too far because that's not even necessary. You just need to have the effective range of motion for your muscle. You don't even need to go that far back when it comes to doing your chest press. Let's get to the walking set. Lower back, always on the seat of the bench. It never leaves, no matter what kind of press you're doing. If you're doing a shoulder press, if you're doing a chest press, always have your lower back on the seat. There is a tendency when you are doing some kind of pressing movement, let's say the shoulder press, that sometimes when you are doing those last seconds of the repetition, things are too difficult. And I usually see this with people who are pushing a lot of weight and their lower back lifts off the bench in an attempt to lift the weight up, like a natural body reaction, let's say, when things get difficult. Do not let that happen. Make sure that you always have your lower back on the seat to ensure safety and stability when you are performing the exercise, and do not involve other muscle groups or other body parts that are not related to what you're trying to work at that specific moment. That's gonna be rough. Yeah, that felt difficult from the first sequence of doing that. Felt pretty challenging, but at the same time felt very comfortable. So next exercise, gonna do some leg curls to train the hamstrings. So let's move on to another area. Foot pad just above the ankles, thigh pad just above my knees, lower back well adjusted on the seat. My hands do not put a lot of pressure here. I just let my hamstrings do the whole work, and I don't hang on this thing like I'm fighting for my life. I just need to let my hamstrings do the work necessary when it comes to doing that exercise and forget everything else. As long as you have this covering here, as long as you have this keeping your stability, and as long as you have the foot pad on the right place so that it doesn't slide all throughout your calf, then you're good to go. I'm not gonna do another set here because I can already feel that it's gonna be too much for me. One set to failure on the seated leg curl is enough for me. And I'm gonna do some forearms and finish the workout. Not too many things today. I kind of divided my full body workouts into A, B, C and D, which are consisted of one day having something for the lats, let's say, with something more of an incline press or shoulder press, along with something for maybe the biceps and the quads and some adductors, and another day where I have something more horizontal for a pushing movement or something like a dip, with something like a row, a horizontal thing for the back, as well as something for the hamstrings or calves. And that's how I'm going to do things and divide them, because it aids better for my recovery overall. And when you are doing a full body workout, you have to keep in mind that yes, it can save you some fatigue, but at the same time you have to do it the right way, because it's very easy to make an error and put too many things in one day that you will end up being fatigued for a whole day or for days after. You have to be mindful of your exercise selection, your volume when it comes to the sets, the frequency, how often you train, and adjust these things so that you can have a training experience where you can make gains, but you do not kill your body during that process. Also, your exercise order plays a huge role when it comes to designing these type of workouts. With those things in mind, let's move on to some forearms and add some beef on these bad boys. I'm gonna do this on the cable. Feels very comfortable. I have a nice base here with my quadriceps, and I take a little bit of a wider grip when it comes to the wrist curl as opposed to the wrist extension, so that will do. Yep, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.